Spoiler warning ahead, I'm going to be talking about the Pokemon leaks from this year, so if you're really not interested in hearing anything about them, now's your time to move on. And for those of you who are still here, Pokemon Generation 10 Wind and Waves comes out probably next year. If the dates in the leaks are still accurate, which they probably are, Pokemon runs a pretty tight schedule, then they should release late 2026 to early 2027. And while we have a lot of information on these games, from all Pokemon getting new remodels to the wind and wave mechanics that give this generation its name, most of that isn't set in stone. A lot can change in a game's development time, and most ideas that are presented don't end up in the final product. But with that, I wanted to talk about what I want to see from Wind and Waves. Specifically, things from Scarlet and Violet that I want to see carried over. Starting with the Pokemon, specifically the way they look. For a long time, I've hated Pokemon's 3D models. They always looked kinda boring to me. They all looked very smooth and simple, a lot like the anime, and it just wasn't that visually interesting. And Scarlet and Violet updated all of them. Pokemon with scales actually have scales now. Pokemon that are fuzzy look fuzzy. I know it seems like a small detail, but it's one that I really enjoy. And when Legends EA was first shown off, I was really disappointed to see that they went back to those smooth Pokemon models. Additionally, I love the open world. Now, I know a lot of people have problems with the way the open world was implemented, specifically with Pokemon and gyms and trainers having higher levels in more difficult areas. And to be honest, I don't agree. I think it's a great middle ground between the traditional linear Pokemon experience and a more open adventure. Players who want a more traditional linear Pokemon game can have it, with obvious roadblocks leading them to the next area. And players who want a more open experience can still get that, with some additional early game challenge if you want. I also really like the multiple storylines. I love gyms, and I definitely don't want to see them gone, but I don't know, there's something kind of nice about doing something different than just beat the gyms and the bad guys, which has been done for pretty much every Pokemon game. Most of all though, I really hope Game Freak doesn't see the negative reception towards Scarlet and Violet as a complete rejection of all the ideas presented in those games. I honestly think the biggest problem Pokemon has had for a long time has been stagnation. Every single Pokemon game released previously has played almost exactly the same. And while I like Pokemon's gameplay loop, after 8 generations of it, something has to change. And I think Scarlet and Violet, gameplay-wise, are a great starting point for the series moving forward, even if technically they're not great.